awareness of citizens and to create awareness in different target groups. I will go only through 2 or 3 e-contents, very basic, that we create for our Jean Monnet Institute, which is the national institute that is promoting the European citizenship in Portugal. We have in all countries the Jean Monnet Institute, and in this case we are the e-learning service providers for the last 4 years for them. Why they choose e-contents? Because they were aware, they have done an evaluation 5 years ago, and they put a lot of beautiful information there, and but nobody went there to learn. And we have a tracking system about opening documents and seeing documents and so on, and actually the rates about using the information that was paid and it was very low. And then they ask us, because we have a big e-learning school, they ask us to help them to create a virtual environment where adults could go there and could use some small games, internet games or quiz, this kind of questionnaires with answers, and to be more aware about important information. One of the environments that we create, it's a very basic one, so it's not really difficult to. They ask us to create 3 things. One about eco-city, how to use in an integrated way energy, transports, and in school or in offices and so on. Another one, it's about pollution of water, non-pollution of water. And the third one, it's about how you can use it. It's about domestic eco-efficiency. So I won't go through all of them, but just to give you an idea how we are using this in Portugal. And in this case, it was not an idea that came up from a public or a training organization. It was a request that came up from the European Commission. So they asked us, and now it's really being a successful, not only in environment, but we create a lot of environments concerning, for instance, EU information about mobility, how is it working abroad, how is it to be a student abroad, how is it to be a tourist abroad, what kinds of informations and small actions that you have to be, what are the advantage, contact points and so on. In this case it's about environment points. And it's a very simple thing, so everything is in Portuguese, of course, because it's for Portuguese citizens and or Portuguese speakers, citizens. Okay, it's a small introduction saying you are in an eco-city, different zones, the houses zone, the school zone, the commercial zone, and the natural park and industrial park. And you have to submit yourself to a game. And the game is like this. I will not explain the game because it will be too boring. But the goal is that you win points at the end. And the small games are like this. This is supported by this Jean Monnet. We are here. We have some very small, easy questions, like I will just translate this one. When I go out from my TV room, do I need to switch off the TV or only the cable? Okay, or the cable as well, because everybody only switch off the TV. And to be sure that you'll be more efficient, you need to treat the cable. And it's very simple question that puts you think about it, and okay, and I see it's true. It's true or false, and they say yes, it's true, and they explain why. So it's a learning, we call it CBT learning way. It's a distance learning where we can evaluate your knowledge and then to have access to the learning part, to the teaching part. So it's a very traditional quiz, but the goal is to make sure, oh, okay, I was wrong, why I was wrong, and then you can go through the knowledge through a game, playing, and you are alone with your computer, and this is my on our computer, but it's on the internet, so everybody can go there, and the Jean Monnet gets the tracking. The goal of having this through e-learning platform is they get the tracking. So how many people went there, and what's the average of good answers, bad answers, how many people played twice this game, or during the next, they have some, it's important if they are using this for learning, and then at the end say, please try again. Your score was too low. Can you try again? And then in 10 minutes, if this guy is trying again, it's a good rate for the successful of this kind of learning process. But in this case, it's a learning process for all. So for all types of, and they don't have to, in this case, they don't have to register themselves. I think it's only to give information about age, so they can know what's the target group. And in this case, even they have a very smooth learning environments, like in Nintendo games. Actually, the target group here, they are adults and not children. And so the European Commission is very happy with this Jean Monnet. Okay, and then I put there, and then I have a lot of things about the three things. Where should I put a bottle of glass? In the blue, in the red, it's the same. So in the blue, in the red, no, it's not in the, it's here, and I will validate, and then it's not correct. Okay, why it's not correct? Because you must put it in the green part. Okay, it's and then go there and play it again. And the goal, I won't go through that. I will just get out from here. This is about eco-cities, where we have the park and the houses and the industrial park and so on. This is about transports. This is about transports. Sorry.
I said to
Okay.
translate.
Isto não está a abrir. Ah, já está. Okay, they are explaining a lot of things. Transport, because here in Portugal we don't see bicycles. We are in the city of the seven hills, but still it's no excuse not to use transport in the most efficient way. Yes, there are a lot of places where you can use bicycles here. I myself could use bicycle from my home to my office, but I just don't use it. And there's a lot of ways of sharing transport, and try to avoid. And okay, that's a little bit the goal. It's the same. The answer is not correct, and we have a lot of technical, but not very complicated about. English. I don't know the name in English. The GEEs, so
Os efeitos de estufa.
Os efeitos de estufa.
Eu acho.
But okay, that's the same goal, and we have to reach the end. ISQ in Europe, we have, as you know, maybe you are aware, I think, that in Europe there's a lot of different, what we call technological platforms, where the big players from different countries are trying to create new political solutions and give some recommendations where the European public money can be introduced, it can be given, so they can build better green solutions in all countries. And there's a platform for water, there's a platform for nuclear thing, there's a platform for renewable energy, for transports, for sea, for the maritime sea, for the there's a lot of different platforms, and ISQ is on 4 different platforms. One of them is water, another is transport, and that's why we are very engaged at the political level on this kind of issue. Concerning training, we do our best to, to spread the message, because there's still a huge way to reach European rates in Portugal. In Portugal, concerning carbon footprint, we are, our state of the art, it's a little bit ashamed. Concerning daily attitudes in office and in our homes, we are one of the worst capitals. I mean, Lisbon. We are one of the worst capitals in the world. Lisbon, not Oeiras. This is Oeiras. This is another city, but Lisbon, it's very low level still. Not Oeiras. It's nearby, and it's one of the best, but 2 different worlds. But yes, we live in Lisbon. Usually, it's and that's why we know that there's a lot of things to do, and each time we can have an opportunity to spread the message, we take the opportunity, even if you don't have public money or private money to support. So it's a little bit our lives. So I will just get out from here, but you got the message, and it's different ideas that we can use it here in Portugal. We took a lot of examples from our own organization, because as you see, we work with different target groups, different regions, different sectors, different origin of money for training, private and public, different countries. So we should have a lot of examples here. Some of them are good, some of them are not so good, and we try to share with you these kind of things. I don't know if you have some questions about.
These games are available online?
Yes, on Jean Monnet website. Yes, I can give you the address. I don't have it, because to make sure that everything will work, we just ask for the offline. But yes, I will give you the address, and there you have not only these games, but concerning mobility in Europe, they are very attractive. All the things is moving, and you have a passport, and you need to have some stamps. So everything that can encourage an adult that spends a lot of time in Facebook, in internet, for leisure, and can use this leisuring time to go through information, useful information. But I will send it to you, okay?